What if I told you that the most powerful way to make a woman feel drawn to you isn't through your looks, your bank account, or even your charm, but through a single, well-placed sentence? Imagine this. You say just a few simple words, but they land in her mind like a spark. Suddenly, she's leaning in, smiling for no obvious reason, and looking at you in a way she hasn't looked at anyone in a long time. Not because you were trying too hard, but because your words reached something deeper than logic. They stirred emotion. You see, most guys try to impress. But real attraction? That happens when a woman feels emotionally seen. And these 6 phrases? They're not pickup lines. They're emotional triggers, based on psychology, grounded in timeless truths, and crafted to flip the entire script on attraction. When used with intention, these phrases create something rare in her mind: curiosity, intrigue, emotional pull. She'll find herself thinking about you hours, even days later, not because you tried to win her over, but because you left an imprint. And before we dive in, let me ask you to do something powerful. Support this mission. Subscribe to the channel. Why? Because every subscriber helps bring this insight to thousands of men who are tired of being overlooked, stuck in the friend zone, or just fading into the background. Let's help you become the man who's unforgettable, not because he's flashy, but because he's grounded, aware, and in control of his presence. Let's begin. Phrase 1. You have a unique way about you. I like that. Most guys compliment beauty. You're really pretty. You look amazing tonight. And while these comments are sweet, they're often recycled and forgettable. But this phrase? It strikes differently. You have a unique way about you. I like that. It's not flashy. It's not trying hard. But it's deeply personal. It doesn't just compliment, it recognizes. And what it recognizes is individuality. This phrase taps into something women deeply crave but rarely receive: authentic recognition. It's not just attention, it's appreciation for something subtle. Maybe her expression, her voice, her presence. And that opens a loop in her brain. She starts wondering, what does he see in me? What did I do? Was it the way I laughed? The way I told that story? My confidence? Or maybe my awkwardness? This questioning isn't insecurity, it's emotional engagement. And that's how attraction starts to form. Here's the secret. Only use this phrase in moments of authenticity. When she's showing you something real, a childhood story, a spark of passion, a quirky moment no one else noticed. You pause, you breathe, you hold her gaze, not intensely, but calmly. Then you say it with genuine discovery. You have a unique way about you. I like that. The magic is in your tone. Don't oversell it. Let it be calm and steady. Let it feel like you just stumbled upon something rare. What you're really saying is, I see you. And for a woman, that kind of emotional recognition lingers. It makes her want to share more of herself. Because now, you're not just some guy giving compliments. You're someone who actually notices. Phrase 2. I like women who know what they want. On the surface, it's a compliment, but underneath, it's a quiet challenge. Most guys, when they're attracted to a woman, bend over backwards for her approval. They agree too quickly, laugh at everything, and aim to impress. What they don't realize is that energy shifts the dynamic. She becomes the chooser, he becomes the chaser. But when you calmly say, I like women who know what they want, everything reverses. You're no longer seeking validation. You're stating a preference, a standard. Now, she's evaluating herself. Do I seem confident to him? Am I decisive enough? Do I meet his standard? That internal dialogue is powerful, because it gets her thinking about how she shows up, and that, in turn, creates attraction. Here's why it works. Women admire clarity. When you show that you're attracted to clarity in others, it reflects your own groundedness. You're not available to just anyone, and that's rare. Use this line when she's showing initiative, ordering boldly, sharing her life goals, owning her opinion. Then you say it with admiration, not performance. I like women who know what they want. And then, pause. Let it sit. Don't dilute its impact by adding more. When she asks, what type of women are you into? Don't say, I don't really have a type. That's forgettable. Say this instead. Say it with calm certainty, and let her step up. Phrase 3. That's what I like most about you. This phrase is deceptively simple, but when timed right, it creates emotional impact like nothing else. Most compliments focus on the obvious: looks, style, smile. But this, it focuses on essence. That's what I like most about you. The way you light up when you talk about your goals. When she feels emotionally seen, not just complimented, something opens in her. It feels rare, because it is. Use this phrase when she shows you something real. Not her makeup or dress, but her passion, her ambition, her vulnerability. Say it softly. Hold the moment. Let the silence do some of the work. Because here's what you're really giving her: an emotional mirror. A moment where she feels deeply understood. That memory will stay with her. Not because it was poetic, but because it felt true. Phrase 4. I don't know if you can handle me. Now we enter the bold zone. This line introduces playful tension. You're not saying it arrogantly. You're saying it with a half smile. Maybe after she teases you or claims she's fearless. You lean back, smile knowingly. Then you say, I don't know if you can handle me. And then, silence. What you're doing here is shifting the dynamic. She's not evaluating you. She's now intrigued by the unknown. What can't she handle? Your ambition? Depth? Emotional intensity? She doesn't know, but she wants to find out. But this phrase only works if you embody it. You can't say, I don't know if you can handle me, and then act like every other guy. It's not about playing games. It's about standing in your complexity. You're not for everyone, and that's what makes you magnetic. Phrase 5. I'm not that easy. This one, it flips the script entirely. It's cheeky, but also quietly powerful. Most men fold at the first sign of attention. A smile, a flirt, and suddenly, they're chasing. But when you calmly say, I'm not that easy, especially when she's being playful or testing you, you send a different message. You're selective. You have standards. You don't just give away your energy. Say it with a grin. With calm. Let it sit in the air. She'll start thinking, did he just push back? That little spark of resistance makes you unforgettable. Because in a world full of guys trying too hard, you're the one who doesn't need to. Phrase 6. That's just how I am. On the surface, it sounds simple, even casual. But beneath that simplicity is one of the most grounding and powerful statements a man can make. That's just how I am. It's not defensive. It's not arrogant. It's a declaration of self-awareness and self-acceptance. You're telling her, this is me. I'm not changing who I am just to be liked. And that level of calm certainty? It's magnetic. Most men don't realize how often they shift their behavior to please others, especially women they're attracted to. They adjust their tone, their opinions, their pace. They filter themselves so much. They forget who they are. But when a man owns his essence, his quirks, his rhythm, his beliefs, and he stands in it unapologetically, he radiates something rare. Let's paint the picture. Maybe she questions your routine. Maybe she pokes fun at how disciplined you are. Or she's surprised you prefer peace over partying. That's your moment. You smile, you nod, and you say, that's just how I am. No need to over-explain. No need to justify. What happens next is unexpected. She leans in. Not because you defended yourself, but because you didn't. You allowed her to meet the real you. And that's more attractive than any polished act. This phrase is powerful because it signals emotional maturity. You're not in the business of convincing. You're in the business of being. It also sets a boundary, gently, but firmly. You're letting her know you're not trying to impress. You're simply living your truth. And that gives her permission to drop her own mask. 2. You see, women don't fall for men who try to be everything. They fall for men who are grounded in something. And this phrase? It communicates exactly that. So the next time she raises an eyebrow at your standards, or doesn't quite get your calm approach to life, don't explain it away. Look her in the eye and say, that's just how I am. If you mean it, she'll feel it, and she'll respect it. If you've made it this far, here's the truth. It's never about being smoother. It's about being truer. Because attraction doesn't live in performance. It lives in presence. These 6 phrases are not about manipulation. They're mirrors, reflecting parts of her she wants to explore, while also showing her the strength within you. Speak them from a place of calm clarity, and you'll never have to chase again. Women will lean in, not because you're trying, but because you're different. So if this gave you value, do one thing for yourself and for other men on this journey. Right finger hit that like button. Right finger subscribe to Stoicism Drive for more insight like this. Right finger drop a comment. Let us know which phrase resonated with you most. Right finger share this video with someone who needs it. Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more men who are grounded, self-aware, and emotionally magnetic. You ready to be that man? Let's build it together.